There's your camera. Say hello to Cigar Box Nation.
What's up?
Okay, into the mic. Tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
My name's Wrobel. I'm from Destin, Florida.
Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
Did you drive up here?
Yes, I did.
How long was that drive?
It wasn't bad. It was about 4 hours.
Not bad at all.
No, I can handle that. A little rain. It's okay.
So you build cigar box guitars?
Yes, I am addicted.
Rob was telling me he'll be up until 4 in the morning some nights building, and then he's got to be at work at 6.
Yes, that is true. I'm not kidding one bit.
So what do you build? Or tell me, when did you make your first, and what got you into this?
It was a week before my 55th birthday, which would have been a year ago in October.
Oh wow, that's all you've been building? Is that long?
Yeah.
Insane.
And a friend of mine showed up with a cigar box guitar his nephew built.
We're gonna put this a little closer to you.
And I looked at it and I played it a little bit and I was like, huh. And it was on a Friday, so I went home and I was like, I just couldn't get it out of my head. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna build one of those. So I got online and I watched this video. And it was a video, I don't think you may even know the guy. It was like, you can build a guitar out of stuff you can find at Home Depot.
Right.
So I went to Home Depot, I got a hunk of wood, there was a cigar box shop, or a cigar shop there, right by Home Depot. So I grabbed a box, don't even remember what box I got. I got this hunk of wood, and I got some of those eye bolt tuners. And
Yep.
I mean, it was crude.
It was that primitive.
Yeah, I used finish nails for frets. I didn't even slot the neck, I just glued the nails to the fretboard.
Yeah, but sometimes that works.
You know, and I finished it, and I played it, and it worked. And I was like, you know what? I can do better. So before the weekend was over, I built 2 more.
You're kidding.
No. And I went back to work on Monday, and this other friend of mine there, he was like, you know what? I'm going to the Seabiscuit Festival next week. He said, can you build me a few of those so I can take to the festival and give it away to my dad and his friends? I said, yeah. So I built 3 more of them. And he's like, no, I got to pay you for those. I was like, wait a minute. You actually pay people to make a cigar out of the box? Or a guitar out of the box? He said, yeah, so that was it. It was over with.
Nice.
I mean, since that day, well, it was a year in October, and I'm saying my fiscal year started November 1st and ended November 1st.
Right.
I built 117 guitars.
117 guitars in his first year.
And it went from basically just a hunk of wood and a box.
To these Maseratis that you showed up with now.
Yeah. And they are all done by hand.
Nice.
And I started meeting people. I'd go around the cabinet shops, carpenter shops, especially woodworkers, and I'd show up with a cooler of beer. I'd introduce myself, and I'd sit around, and I always showed up around quitting time. You can't show up with beer in the middle of the day.
No.
And some of these guys would hang out for 2 or 3 hours drinking beer and talking to me, and I befriended a lot of these guys. And now I have people calling me up, hey, I'm cleaning out my woodshed.
Oh no.
You want to come over? So all of my nets and all of my builds, I use all reclaimed wood.
All reclaimed wood.
And
can you guys hear Rob out there, by the way? We good? Cool.
But a lot of the woods that I use, and some of the woods I've got, are 150, 200-year-old pieces of wood.
Beautiful.
And they all have a story behind it. I could bore you for hours.
Well, but we're not going to go for hours, but
No.
that's what we're here. Why don't you pick up one of these and let's show it off, and
Well, I built...
give it this is your life treatment.
Yeah, I built this one, actually both of these guitars specifically for the festival because they're New Orleans cigar box guitars. And
Oh, that's from New Orleans Cigar Company.
yeah. And
Okay.
I thought I messaged you and told
Yep.
you I was going to build 2 just for the festival.
Absolutely.
And this is it. This one's got a P90, and I did a little experimenting with the pots. I got 500 volume and tone pots with a 2.5 capacitor on the tone pot. Everything in it's grounded. It's made with a hand-shaped piece of cherry. It has a maple fretboard, red paddock fret markers in it, 0 fret, bone nut,
Nice.
closed gear tuners on it. There's 4 woods on the headstock. There's
Wow.
3 woods on the heel. And Everything's grounded. I mean, it's
So here's one thing I want to do. You know, experts in wine, they're called sommeliers, okay? And a wine sommelier will be able to take a glass of wine and sniff it and tell you about it. I want to hold this. I want to tell you as a musician, just kind of getting an idea. First of all, this, when I feel it, it's, even though it's only got 3 strings, it's got a thick neck in there, which is extremely comfortable to hold. It's a fretted guitar. He has the action extremely low, which feels great. The whole thing feels well balanced as I'm holding it. And I mean, a cigar box, there's no rules to this stuff. But as I'm looking at this, it feels like a Maserati. You know, it's one of those. You mind if I plug it in?
no. As a matter of fact, neither one of these have been played.
Neither one of these have ever been played. Okay.
So yeah.
I like the string spacing. The string spacing is very similar to a Strat. You know, a lot of times when we make cigar box guitars with 3 strings, we space them way out. But if you keep the string spacing, if it's a fretted cigar box guitar, and you keep the string spacing somewhat normal, like a Strat or a regular guitar would be, the playability is even a lot better. There's something about having a P90 pickup, that big, thick, single coil pickup in the neck position, because that's the bluesy position, okay? Whenever you put the pickup close to the bridge, it has more of a treble bite, more for lead guitar. When you put it here, this is like, say I take my microcube and add some distortion. Beautiful.
And I was really influenced more by guitar players than anybody else. Because I would drag my guitars to guitar
It was a
shops.
standard guitarist that you were influenced by, and you were kind of targeting with some of this.
Well, that's the only people I could get to play.
Right.
And I would take them to the guitar
There's not too
shop.
many cigar box guitarists in each town
No.
to test these out.
Yeah, and I would go to gigs and I would show up and they would play them and they'd say, no, the action's too high. No, the strings are too far apart. No.
Well, here's, you know, the other thing you're going to find out is if you have nothing but standard guitarists that are used to Strats or Les Pauls, they are going to poo-poo the primalness of a lot of the cigar box guitars. If they ever try to play, hold this for 1 second, I want to show you something.
I drew the line at some things and I said, you know what, guys, I'll make a guitar you can play, but I'm not going to change what I'm doing.
Hey, did we ever get an extension cord yet before my iPhone dies? Guitarists look at this and they think that this is a bow hunter's bow because, I mean, I can almost fit my finger under here because it's so horrible. But as you're playing slide, it works great. So just because it's not like a standard guitar, don't let them...
No, I know.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get back to this. You've got the 4-string as well.
This one I went totally opposite of the P90.
Okay.
I did the humbucker. I used.
That's one of the snake oil humbuckers, right?
Yep.
That's named after my band.
I used the 250 volume and tone pots
Okay.
with a 4.7 capacitor on the tone. This thing freaking screams.
Okay, why did you choose a 4.7 capacitor?
Don't know.
It was just an artistic choice.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with different pots, different capacitors, different pickups, different, whatever I do, I never build the same guitar twice.
Yes, nice.
Ever. I've had people message me and want me to build one like I built 3 months ago, and I just tell them I can't.
Wow.
I never do drawings, I never do plans.
You follow the muse.
Exactly. And the thing is, I do photo shoots of my guitars when I'm done. I post them online, and then I never look at those pictures again.
Oh, wow.
So every time I grab a box and a stick,
It's a new adventure.
it's a new adventure, and I don't want to be influenced by things I've already done.
So, okay, let me do the little director's chair thing here. I'm going to do a close-up on your guitar. And, okay, let's show this off. You have a hardtail bridge on there. So you get proper intonation since it's a fretted instrument.
Action is set at 0.7 or 70 thousandths of the 12th.
This guy measures the action on his guitar.
Well, you're supposed to, aren't you, if it's an intonated instrument?
Wait, we have somebody watching from Newcastle, Australia right now.
I probably know him. And that's the beauty of it, too, is I have friends in Austria, Canada, Australia, Brazil, just about every state in the U.S., Mexico, South America.
It's an amazing community.
I have 3 Facebook pages, an Instagram, and a Twitter feed, and I probably have 7,000 people that, Shane, you would not believe every morning I get up, I probably have 10 or 15 messages from people all over the place.
I believe
asking
it.
me, what do I do?
Hold on one
here?
second. I just had somebody say, if you can talk closer to your microphone, they'll be able to hear you better online.
Okay. But I have people ask me, like, what woods do you use? What gauge fret wire do you use? What's your action set at? What kind of tuners what do you do to make these necks look so beautiful? And I just tell them.
Elbow grease.
Elbow grease. I shape all my necks by hand. This neck here has 10 coats of tongue oil on it, and it took me a little over a week. I put a coat on. I buff it with 4-aught steel wool. I put another coat on. I let it sit for 12 to 18 hours. I do it again. I do it again. I do it again. I do it again until it feels like that.
Let me see this now. I'm gonna do my wine sommelier on here.
I hope so.
Oh Lord, here we go.
This hasn't ever been played either. Other than
Y'all ready for this? I like that tone. That's a very distinctive tone getting range. Be here all day. This is wow. You roll this tone off. It has a light. Get it right here. You roll that tone off a little bit, add the distortion. That's beautiful. Rob, where can people find you online?
I have a store on Facebook, Rob's Cigar Box Guitars.
Rob's Cigar Box Guitar, ROBS
Yep.
Cigar Box Guitars on Facebook. That's where you can, that's a good place to find it.
Wrobel.
Okay, but we need to give them one so they can catch you right there. Rob Wrobel, Rob's Cigar Box Guitars on Facebook. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Well, did you like it?
Like it. I want to marry it. That's amazing. Beautiful guitar. I honest to God, I could be sitting up here. I gotta give everybody else some time though too. All right.